Hi there. Today I'm going to attempt to make some almond butter in my new Oster Pro 1200 blender. I've made peanut butter in it before, a small amount, and it worked pretty well, but peanuts are quite a bit softer than almonds. The Oster company, the manufacturer, does say you can make nut butters in this, so we'll see how this goes. I started out with 2 cups of raw almonds, and I roasted them in the oven for a little bit with just a tiniest drizzle of coconut oil and just a little pinch of salt just to bring the flavor out a little bit. And the coconut oil is basically just to kind of enhance the flavor a little bit. There's really not enough there to make it oily or greasy or anything like that, but that's that little bit of shine that you see on them. So let's give this a try. I have 2 cups of almonds into the blender. Kind of even them out a little bit. Put on the lid. Okay, I'm going to start out with pulse because I'm not really sure just what function I need to get these going. So let's start with pulse. Oh, okay. Well, so far it's doing a really good job of grinding them into a meal. All right, let's push this down a little bit. Oh boy, does this ever smell good. Freshly roasted almonds. Oh man alive. It was all I could do to wait for them to cool down. It was, oh, how it smells so good. All right. Okay, I think this is going to work, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little time consuming. Just because this isn't a type of blender where you have a tamper that pushes everything down while it's running. So let me see. I'm going to try the salsa button and see what happens, because that's what I use to make peanut butter. Okay, I can feel it getting soft at the bottom, but we do have a ways to go here just from the looks of it, so we'll do it again. Normally I do not recommend this into an open jar, but I'm staying right at the top, trying to kind of feed it back in there so it's got something to blend, rather. Okay. And this is a time point. You can see it starting to lump, so the oils are coming out of the nuts. I use the wooden spoon here instead because this is getting a little bit stiff. Okay. Okay, well, I do feel it turning into butter. I can feel it. It's really stiff. It's not real hot or anything. Normally when I make almond butter, I do it in my Cuisinart food processor. And even though it works, it takes a really long time to get it from this stage of ground and kind of getting sticky stage to actual shiny, spreadable butter. But even in the food processor, the motor gets so hot and overheated, you actually halfway through the process have to just let it sit, take the lid off, and let it cool off. And that takes like 20, 30 minutes. And then you come back and grind it some more. And it's it's a process. You're kind of committed once you get it started. So I'm going to try, let's just do an experiment since this is the first time I've got almonds in here anyway. I'm going to try the milkshake button, which doesn't go back and forth, but rather just pulses, so it stops real briefly and then spins. Kind of a slow, fast pulsing action. Okay, I'm going to pause for just a second and redistribute the nuts, so just hang on a minute. Okay, I have changed the speed to the medium, and it seems to be moving better now. I'm getting much softer. Almond butter in general is pretty stiff, kind of thick mixture, so it is a little time consuming, but it is moving now. It's actually working really well. I'm really happy with this. This is going a lot faster than in my food processor. So it's a little difficult at first, but once it gets going, it softens right up. Look at that. Look at it moving. This smells incredible. It just smells so good. I wish you could smell it. All right. Let's stop and see what we have here. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. See, you have to get to the point where the almonds finally release their oils. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. That looks so good. Now, at this point, you can sweeten it if you want or flavor it in any way. I usually just put a little bit of honey in. I mean, a real little bit, because I just want to kind of complement the salt that I already put in there. I put a little Himalayan sea salt on the nuts before they went in the oven to roast. And I actually pulled them out of the freezer and spread them on a pan, and as soon as the oven was up to temp at 350, I sprinkled them with the salt and that little tiny drizzle of coconut oil, which was a scant tablespoon. And by that I mean, just barely that much. And just sort of mixed it all together on the pan to make sure they were all evenly coated, and just baked it for about 15 minutes. And that's all it took. I didn't soak them first or any of that. Normally I would. But raw nuts, especially almonds, are pasteurized anyway, so you're not really getting a truly raw almond anyways. But actually this did work really well. I was a little skeptical in the middle there, like, geez, I'm going to burn out the motor. But it actually did a really good job, and it is completely soft and buttery. Just look at that. Oh, man. This is going to taste so good. All right, well, thanks again for watching.